All right, end of April garden update. So I have dahlias planted here, and there's one starting to pop up there. That's exciting. I have potatoes sowed all along here, garlic, and then in this middle row here I have radishes, which I am starting to see some green, and so that's really exciting. Oh, hey you. Oh, hey, no, come on. Come on. Good girl. Yeah, she knows. You know better. He's happy munching down. All right. And then I have sugar snap peas planted on either side. We just got some compost delivered. It was a 4-way plus from Secret Gardens with manure added to it. I didn't realize the manure would still be in its whole form, so I'm a little disappointed at that. I'm gonna call them tomorrow and get like, why is it still like whole manure, and they should tell their customers that. So I've got leftover Swiss chard blooming there, fennel, onions, and then a random comfrey plant. That's what happens when you set a bunch of roots of comfrey down there and don't get all of them up. It grows from its roots. And I've got my purple broccoli. Does not like to flower and produce in the summer. It's more of a springtime here. I don't know why, but every time I try to get my broccoli to produce in the summer, it just won't. So I'm not sure what's going on there. But I've got mullein in that corner, and I don't know what that little plant is, but it's doing well. I've got my, oh, the name is escaping me right now. Anyways, that's gonna be a really pretty flower. And then from here where the wood chips start down is more dahlias. This is my calendula patch. I've got more comfrey. I've got some sweet peas planted there. Sweet peas planted there. Got my mason bee house. This is gonna be more herbs. So all the herbs that I've started, like the St. John's wort and the Angelica and a couple other ones, echinacea, are all going to be along here. So this whole row will just be my perennial herbs, which I'm really excited about. This is a whole bunch of baby kale I planted last year, wintered over great, and now it has the prettiest. This is actually a lettuce flower, but it's just so beautiful. So I spread out some dirt that way, rolled up the plastic. That is more comfrey. Got comfrey here and comfrey here, and I've got parsley. This is a 3rd-year plant that just keeps growing off of the same like base plant, which is really cool. My yarrow is really taking over. I've got to transplant some of that. My echinacea is coming back beautifully. Got lemon balm, some cabbages I need to transplant or just get rid of. And then I have my chamomile and forget-me-nots that just popped up there because that's the way that forget-me-nots do that. And I've got sage here. So the way that this trellis is going to work this year, so I make it my polytunnel during the winter so that I can winter over some greens, some more sensitive things like Metzazuna. And I have this, the white flower is a beautiful wasabi green, and it tastes amazing in a salad. It just adds like a really bright note. I overwintered some Swiss chard. So some of these things I did not harvest from all winter, but they've given me amazing greens early spring, which I wouldn't have had. So that's how I do that. So my beans will be on this side. I'm going to do a whole row of pole beans, and then I'll probably do some bush beans at the bottom because those seem to companion plant really well. I did that last year. My lone Swiss chard. There was a whole bunch of baby toads here, but I think they've just ended up going other places. They were so tiny and cute. Anyways, I'm gonna do cucumbers along here, interspersed with nasturtiums. So that'll be really great. We just put these up today. These are going to be more trellises for squash. And the strawberries that I have are ever-bearing strawberries. And so my goal is with these strawberries is to give them a little bit of shade in the middle of summer. And I'm hoping that the squash plants do that so that they'll continue to bloom. Because we've only been able to get strawberries like at the beginning and then they don't bear again. And I think it's just because they get too hot. So I'm going to mulch them a little heavier this year. And then with the beautiful squash plants that grow up, I think it'll be a perfect combination. I've got a champagne currant growing in the middle of there currently. So that's pretty, I expanded this area now, and I've done multiple videos on this, but you can really see it now that I have the new dirt laid out, and my asparagus are coming up really well. I did not really want to put any of this mulch around certain things yet, because I don't know how hot it is. I've got to call and talk to Secret Gardens and then call a couple of people that I know that would have answers to that. So raspberries, I'm excited to have more raspberries this year because between the goats and the ducks, they just decimated it last year. So we're kind of starting over from scratch, but that's okay. Those are doing really well. I've got potatoes planted all along there. My feverfew is doing really well. All the apple trees are blooming really beautifully. So this is wheat, and I'm just going to let it continue to grow because it gets the most beautiful head of wheat, and then it looks beautiful in my flower arrangements in late summer with what do I put it with? Sunflowers and sweet peas, and it's just really pretty. But feverfew, if you didn't know, feverfew is absolutely amazing for migraines. You can eat a leaf a day and it helps keep the migraine away. And then if you make the tincture, or I have a tincture that I'm getting ready to bottle up here and we'll have for sale on the website. So with the tincture, you can, sorry, I was weeding while I was looking at this plant. Probably shouldn't do that. It makes the camera all shaky. So when you take feverfew regularly, it helps the body, support the body so that it doesn't get migraines as regularly. So that's really awesome. And I was hoping for some new baby starts of the feverfew so I could have some plants to share this summer, but I don't see any popping up yet, so we'll have to wait until later in the summer to see if I have any babies that way. And I'm going to have sweet peas on these big sticks because that looks really good. And then I have rhubarb here. Sorry, my allergies are getting the best of me right now, so I should probably wrap this up because I'm going to start coughing and sneezing here in a minute. One more thing. I have this to plant in. I'm going to have, again, nasturtiums. I always plant nasturtiums with my cucumbers, and so I'm going to do cucumbers over this trellis because we drastically took that tree down, so it's not going to be getting really bushy this year, which I'm really excited about. And then those beautiful tulips. So the goats ate 2, and I have 1 in the house, and then left those to be pretty out here in the corner. And then I think this dirt on this side is ready and broken down enough I can move the chips, add more mulch, and probably plant flowers all along there. And then I've been creating 2 beds along here that I have so many dahlias bulbs that I think I'll plant dahlias there, and I'll just put in a little short fence so that the ducks and the goats can't get to it. Well, hello. Oh, you step on my shoe? Oh my goodness. Hi. Hello. So sweet. Hello, garden friend. And then I have this hole dug because I'm going to be putting a worm composting bin in there and just attract them in and feed them to really, because you can see how like clay and hard packed this soil is. It's come a long ways and I'm able to plant in it now, but I think it could be better. So we're going to do a compost bin there. I have 3 hydrangeas that are coming back beautifully and a white lavender, a white lilac, white lilac. The goats got to the top of it, but it looks like it's like pretty hardy. Oh, and then I've got Jerusalem artichoke along the fence there. So if you were still watching, congratulations. I'm long-winded. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, oh, these are blueberry plants all along here. I'm really excited about. If you have any questions, just drop them in the comments, and I'd love to know what you are growing in your garden this year, because I love getting new ideas. Or if you found a new gardening hack, please let me know, and I will talk to you soon.